Hey traders, this is MsPutOptions, and today is actually 12/22/2014. It's roughly about 11 o'clock at night here California time. If you hear any noise in the background, I must apologize. I'm having a small get together at my home, so I'm going to make a quick video. So these are possible trades for 12/23/2014, which is going to be actually tomorrow on Tuesday. The first one we're going to be looking at is Twitter here. Let's read what I wrote about Twitter. I said possible gap closure to the $47 mark. It's already over the middle Bollinger Band, but watch out for the 50-day moving average. So this is where I believe it's going to close. Right now, as you can see, it's already over the middle Bollinger Band. Of course, we still have to watch out for the moving day averages, the 50 and the 200-day moving day averages, but I strongly believe that the stock is going to go in a upward momentum in order to close this particular gap. If this is your first time watching any of my videos, I will tell you that anybody who claims that they can tell you exactly where the stock is going to land is a big fat liar. I say that in every video. All you can do is take an educated guess with the lagging indicators that you have been provided. So anybody who tells you any different is a liar. Okay, I am often correct, but sometimes I am wrong. So this was my prediction with Twitter. Before you place the trade, I would highly recommend that you look at the chart before you place any trades on any information that you receive from either myself or anybody else. Okay, let's move on here. The next stock is going to be Google, ticker symbol GOOGL. I said possible bounce to the next area of supply, which is going to be at $538.73 or slightly higher. Then after that, it's going to be headed downward. So we're looking at a daily view of this chart here, and we're looking at this area here, and I'm believing it might go slightly higher only because it's over the middle Bollinger Band, but as you can see, it's still trading below the 50-day and the 200-day moving average. But I believe it's going to go just a little bit higher, maybe to the next area of demand. And I apologize, the next area of supply, which is at the 538.73 area, or maybe just a little slightly higher, and then it's going to go in a downward direction. And so here I have made another little chart here of Google, ticker symbol GOOGL, and as you can see, there is a serious lower gap here, roughly at the $446.68 area. This is going to be a very long trade if you wait for this gap to fill. So what I would do if I were you, if you're anticipating to play the downside, make sure you watch that this stock is not going up first. You want to make sure it's going down before you play the downside. So like I said, this gap, it's so big, it's going to have to fill at 446.68. Okay, the next one we're going to talk about, and we're not going to talk about a whole lot. Like I said, I have a get together here, and I'm just providing you guys a little bit of information of what I believe is going to go on 12/23/2014, which is this coming Tuesday. Okay, so we're looking at Priceline. Oh my God, Priceline has been a nightmare. Fortunately, I put a lot of stock tweets out, and a lot of you guys were really kind in your compliments, but I had a strong belief that it was going to fill the lower gap, and it did. It did go higher, and eventually it did fill the lower gap. But Priceline is very unpredictable. Well, let me tell you something that's going on with Priceline, but I'm sure this is not going to be a news flash for you. Priceline, there's no reason why Priceline should be headed lower. However, you see we have an upper gap here, and then we have a lower gap here, but I anticipate once it fills this gap, if it fills this gap at all, it's going to be headed higher, and the reason because there's a lot of people traveling, people taking trips, cruises, all that good stuff. You just can't keep a stock like Priceline down over the holidays. The ticker symbol is PCLN. We're looking at a daily view, and I anticipate that, let's see what I actually wrote. Priceline, unpredictable as heck. Watch for the lower gap, but since the stock is already trading over the middle Bollinger Band, as you can see, it's over the middle Bollinger Band, and it's also over the 50-day moving average. We can watch for possible gap closure as high as 11.89 and 19 cents. This is what I got when I put my Fibonacci on it. Like I said, always look at your charts before listening to anybody. Look at your charts. It's very important. Anything can change from day to day, minute to minute. You know how the stock market is, okay? Let's see what else I have in store for you. We have this one here. This is TNXP. Let's see what I said about that. TNXP, possible closure of the gap at the $12.25 mark. Watch for the middle Bollinger Band as well as the 50-day moving average. This is what I said. As you can see, we're looking at a daily view here, and it pretty much traded in a nice little channel for a long period of time here. It looks like it wants to go over the 50-day moving average, and I got to pull my Fibonacci out on this particular one here. This is going to be a slow mover, only because it is a very cheap and inexpensive stock, so don't expect for this to happen overnight. But can it be financially rewarding? Of course it can. No doubt it can be financially rewarding. So watch for possible gap closure at the 12.25 mark on TNXP. Alright, so remember, before you put on any trades, look at the charts. Alright, don't just listen to what I say or anybody else says. Look at the charts. Alright, and another thing I don't really like about this particular stock, looking at this daily view, is that the parabolic SARs are going in a downward trend, but you have to look at different time frames. Go ahead and look at your 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 13 minute. Sorry, not 13 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, your daily chart, your weekly chart. Look at your different time frames. That is very important when you're analyzing your stock. So let's go on here. The next one we're looking at is Tesla. Oh my goodness, I love Tesla. Let's see what I said about Tesla. Tesla's, the ticker symbol is TSLA. We're looking at the daily view. I said Tesla's, if it gaps lower, we're looking at the $210 mark, and if it was to gap higher, we're looking at the 252.7. So we really need to watch for the 50-day moving average as well as the middle Bollinger Bands before we enter this particular trade. Once again, before you enter this particular trade, figure out what direction the stock is going to be going in. And personally, I think it's going to be, and you have to excuse me, there's a typo there. Alright, I think it's going to be more bearish than bullish. I really do think it's going to be more bearish than bullish. Number one, this is a very Tesla is an expensive vehicle, and I can't see them running any serious sales over the holidays where somebody is going to want to run out and buy a $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 car. I don't think they're going to be having any serious sales. So I think this is going to be more bullish. I'm sorry, more bearish than bullish over this particular holiday. But like I said, watch out for the lower. We have the lower gap here as well as the higher gap here, and as you can see, I pulled out my Fibonacci retracement here, and it looks like we're having a little resistance here at the 50 percentile area, and also the 50 percentile is roughly at 226.11. That's at the 226.11 area here, and we have this small gap right below here. So look at different time frames to see whether or not you agree with me, and also before you enter the trade, because like I said, this can go either way. So before you enter the trade, make sure you look at the charts and do your own homework. Don't just listen to MsPutOptions or anybody else. All right. Now let's go on. We're looking at Alibaba. Alibaba is pissing me way off. Really pissing me off, Alibaba. However, I think it's going to be financially rewarding and very, very soon with the Christmas holidays coming up. And the, what else is coming up? Christmas, New Year's Eve. It's going to be a lot of buying, probably a lot of buying stuff online. Kind of sad to say. I really don't celebrate Christmas, nothing against Christmas. I hand out a couple of gifts here and there, but mostly I hand out money, especially to my moms. My mom's is just, she prefers you to give her money and she goes out and buy her own gifts. So that makes things a lot easier for me. So anyway, what did I say about Alibaba? Alibaba ticker symbol is BABA. We looking at a one-day view. So basically, Alibaba, I said, watch the 5-minute chart. So we're looking at the daily chart, but I want you to pull up the 5-minute chart, and you will see that it is trading outside of the lower Bollinger Band. And a lot of times when stocks trade outside the lower Bollinger Bands, they tend to want to trade back in the Bollinger Band. The stock normally wants to trade inside the Bollinger Band. It doesn't like to trade outside. So if you look at the 5-minute chart, which I'm not going to pull it up yourself, and you will see on the 5-minute chart it's trading slightly outside the lower Bollinger Band. So that tells me it's going to snap back into that Bollinger Band. And you will see on this particular daily chart that we're having some resistance at the 50% fib. I drew the fib here, and as you can see, roughly around here, the stock hit the 50% fib roughly about 3 times. I'm thinking possible upward momentum. The first area of interest we're going to be looking at is 116.55. And then after that, it's possibly going to go to 121.20 area. So that's what we're going to be looking at with Alibaba. So I really think that it's going to get as high as 121.20, and hopefully it will get there. If not by the new year, then shortly thereafter. But I'm a little sick and tired of Alibaba. As soon as I can get out of this particular trade, I think I will. I'm just been sitting here waiting, and it's really not doing a whole heck of a lot. What I can say is that it has been closing higher and higher every day. That has been my observation. So we'll see what happens with that. And then it looks like we have some small consolidation candlesticks going on here on the daily chart, and then we have an upward movement. So this is telling me it might go upward. Okay, there's no gaps to be filled here. There's actually a candlestick here. There's no gaps to be filled on this particular time frame. Okay, so let's go on. And this is going to be the last one we're going to discuss, and this is going to be Amazon. Let's see what I said about Amazon. Amazon, the ticker symbol is AMZN. This is a daily view. I said Amazon, possible gap closure at the 357.43 area. This is going to be a long trade. It's going to be a long haul. Don't expect for this to happen overnight. This closure will not happen overnight. This is what I said. So basically the closure that we're looking at this particular area here, and this particular area is a representation of $357.43. Of course, we have to watch our 50-day moving average, which is already trading below the 50-day and below the 200-day moving average, and is also trading below the middle Bollinger Bands. This is why I said this is going to be a long haul. Don't expect for this to happen overnight. The best thing to do really is take little bitty profits along the way. That's what I would do, is to take little bitty profits along the way. One stock that I will be looking at that I have not posted is I have posted it on my Facebook, so you can go ahead and look at that chart. and that is going to be IBM. So if you look at IBM, I believe I said that IBM can go as high as 70. So you might want to look on my Facebook page and check out IBM. Again, this is Miss Put Options. My website is www.MsPutOptions.com, where it can best be accessed through Internet Explorer and not Google Chrome. A lot of people say, or they ask me, Miss Put Options, why doesn't your website work well on Google Chrome? I'm not the website designer. I'm sorry. I have no answer for you, but it works best on Internet Explorer. So if you want to see everything on my website, you can go there. And I got some good news. Even though my classes are all the way full until June 2015, I've been very blessed in that area. And plus, I don't take on several students at one time. Even though my classes are full, I will be having some quick tutorials that I will be offering, hopefully right around Christmas time or shortly thereafter, maybe right around the new year, the beginning of the new year, and I'll be offering some quick tutorials. It's going to be very, very inexpensive, just for you beginner traders to look at, and I think you will benefit from watching those tutorials. Again, this is Miss Put Options. My website is www.MsPutOptions.com. Again, best access to Internet Explorer and not Google Chrome. And happy trading. I will talk to you guys soon.